This is where the fate of the global economy is decided, where interest rates are set, where trillions of dollars are printed. And right now, inside these walls, a political earthquake is brewing that could send shockwaves through every stock, every crypto wallet, and every paycheck in America. Jerome Powell, the man who controls the money printer, is fighting for his job. Not because of inflation, not because of interest rates, but because of marble floors, VIP elevators, a rooftop beehive. 2 weeks ago, Powell sat before Congress and swore under oath. No luxury dining rooms, no marble, no golden elevators. But these documents, obtained through FOIA requests, tell a very different story. And now the White House is accusing him of lying to the American people. This is Versailles-level corruption. The Fed is spending $2.5 billion, 30% over budget, while working families struggle to pay rent. The pressure is coming from all sides. Trump allies are stacking oversight boards. Whispers of resignation are leaking, and Wall Street is starting to panic, because if Powell falls, everything changes. Will his replacement crank up the money printer, sending crypto and gold to the moon? Or will a Trump-appointed hawk crush the markets? Tonight, we're digging into the 3 explosive scenarios that could rewrite America's financial future. This isn't just about a building. This is about WHO controls the dollar. And right now, the Fed's throne is wobbling. The $2.5 billion Fed Versailles scandal, a monument to elite excess. The Federal Reserve headquarters renovation project has exploded into the biggest credibility crisis for the central bank since the 2008 financial crisis. What began as a routine infrastructure upgrade has revealed shocking excesses that threaten to topple the world's most powerful banker. Budget blowout, from necessary repair to palace building. Original 2019 estimate, $1.2 billion for critical seismic upgrades and HVAC replacement. Current projected cost, $2.5 billion, 108% over budget. Cost per square foot, $3,200 vs. $1,500 for Trump International Hotel. Timeline extended from 4 years to minimum 7 years. The smoking gun discrepancies. Powell's June 25th sworn testimony claimed no VIP dining facilities, no marble installations, no dedicated elevator banks. Yet the National Capital Planning Commission's approved documents show $8.2 million executive dining complex with private chef stations, $3.4 million for Calicut gold marble in leadership corridors, $1.9 million dedicated elevator for board members, the White House counterattack. OMB Director Russ Vought's scathing July 10th letter highlighted potential violation of the National Capital Planning Act. Evidence of scope creep into luxury amenities. Demand for all contractor communications within 72 hours. Trump's 4D chess move. The former president's July 11th appointment of 3 loyalists to the NCPC gives him majority control of the oversight board. Power to freeze construction permits. Platform to escalate the scandal daily. Why this matters more than just optics. Legal perjury. Risk. 18 U.S. Code Section 1001 violations carry up to 5-year prison terms. Inflation hypocrisy. Spending billions while telling Americans to endure pain. Institutional damage. Undermines faith in Fed independence right before election. Historical parallel. The Greenspan warning. Former chair. Alan Greenspan's famous 1996 irrational exuberance speech came just months after a similar, though smaller, headquarters renovation scandal. The Fed's credibility never fully recovered. The high-stakes Game of Thrones at the Eccles Building scenario. 1. The fighter, 50% probability. I serve at the pleasure of the American people. Powell's likely response. Pros. Surviving builds legendary status among central bankers. Could outlast Trump if 2024 election goes Democratic. Markets would reward stability in 2024 short-term cons. Daily congressional subpoenas and media leaks. Potential indictment from Republican AGs. Staff morale collapses during prolonged crisis. Key players supporting this outcome. Janet Yellen, Treasury backing. Jamie Dimon, Wall Street pressure. Moderate Senate Republicans. Scenario 2. The graceful exit, 30%. To spend more time with family. Classic DC exit line, how it would play out. Private negotiations with White House health reasons announcement, time to Friday news dump. Vice Chair Brainerd, serves as interim why this might happen. Powell's net worth exceeds $50 million. No need for paycheck. Wife's recent illness provides plausible cover. Avoids Watergate-style televised hearings. Historical precedent. Arthur Burns' 1978 resignation after clashes with Carter administration followed similar voluntary pattern. Scenario 3. The grand bargain, 20%. You get one dovish rate cut. I get peaceful exit. Potential deal terms. Powell resigns after September meeting. Trump gets symbolic 25 basis points cut at November meeting. Successor drawn from Powell's preferred list, Waller or Jefferson. Wildcard factors. Bitcoin price action. Crash could force stability priority. Ukraine war escalation, changing economic calculus. Surprise inflation, spike making deal impossible. Ominous warning. The last contested Fed transition, Miller to Volcker 1978, triggered 12% S&P 500 drop in transition month. Gold surge from $200 to $850 in 12 months. Dollar crisis requiring IMF intervention. The Powell put. How markets price Fed chaos. Hawkish nightmare scenario. Warsh appointment. Immediate impact. Day 1 to 7. S&P 500, minus 8% to minus 12%. Bitcoin, minus 35% flash crash. DXY dollar index, plus 7% policy dominoes. Emergency 50 basis points, hike to restore credibility. Reverse repo drain to punish speculators. CBDC pilot announcement targeting crypto sector winners. Big banks, JPM, BAC, plus 15% on deregulation hopes. Defense contractors, LMT, RTX, plus 20% on war premium. Dollar cash, king in deflationary collapse. Sector losers, tech, NVDA, Meta, minus 25% on valuation compression. REITs, OVNQ, minus 40% commercial real estate collapse. Crypto miners, Mara, Riot, bankruptcy risk, dovish dream scenario, Kudlow takeover, initial chaos, then boom, S&P, minus 5%, then plus 30% in 6 months. Bitcoin, $100,000, plus within 90 days. Gold, $2,500 by Christmas policy revolution, yield curve control within 30 days, platinum coin $1 trillion trick, gold standard exploratory committee, asymmetric bets. TLT 30-year treasury calls, plus 200% potential. Bitcoin miners, 5x leverage to crypto moon. Silver poor man's gold to $100. The black swan overlay. Brainerd resigns. 2 compound crisis effects. Treasury market liquidity evaporates. Fedwire payment system glitches. Emerging market dollar debt defaults. Historical roadmap, 1994. Bond massacre parallels. 10-year yields spike 200 basis points in weeks. Orange County bankruptcy replay. Commercial paper market freeze. Smart money positioning. Bridgewater's $1.6 billion gold ETF stake. Citadel loading up on VIX calls. Michael Burry shorting regional banks. Retail investor trap. RKK style buy the dip could be fatal. Crypto leverage longs getting liquidated. Dividend stocks becoming value traps. The ultimate irony, the same transparency reforms Powell championed in 2021, FOIA releases meeting transcripts, are now providing the ammunition for his potential downfall. A cautionary tale about Washington accountability. The Fed succession battle. 3 contenders, 3 futures. The moment Jerome Powell's resignation hits the wires, Washington and Wall Street will erupt in a frenzy over his replacement. The next Fed chair won't just set interest rates. They'll decide whether the US dollar remains the world's reserve currency. Here's a breakdown of the top contenders and what their leadership would mean for markets. 1. Larry Kudlow, the political pick. The money printer goes bar RRR. Why he's in the running. Trump's former NEC director, Fox News personality, and longtime advocate for easy money policies. Openly critical of Powell's rate hikes, calling them a historic mistake. Pushed for negative rates in 2020 and has floated a gold standard return. Policy impact. Immediate 50 basis points rate cut to stimulate manufacturing. Yield curve control. Fed caps Treasury yields to help fund deficits. Gold standard trial balloon could trigger a metals supercycle. Market reaction. Down dollar collapse minus 15% in 6 months per UBS models. Bitcoin 100,000 plus, hyperinflation hedge trade explodes. Bank stocks rally, deregulation hopes. Biggest risk, runaway inflation. Kudlow's policies could reignite 1970s-style stagflation. 2. Kevin Warsh, Wall Street's choice. The Volcker 2.0 shock. Why he's in the running. Former Fed governor, married into Walmart fortune, favored by big banks. Hawkish stance, has warned about Fed's balance sheet risks for years. Close ties to private equity and institutional investors. Policy impact, emergency 50 basis points, hike to restore Fed credibility. CBDC acceleration, crackdown on stablecoins. Reverse Brainard's climate rules, big win for oil and gas. Market reaction, stocks crash, S&P minus 15%, NASDAQ minus 20%. Crypto winter returns, BTC tests $20,000. Dollar milkshake theory, DXY plus 12%. Biggest risk, a 2018-style market tantrum, but worse. 3. Michelle Bowman, the wild card. The crypto Fed, why she's in the running. Current Fed governor with deep fintech crypto expertise has called for clearer digital asset regulation, seen as a compromise candidate between hawks and doves. Policy impact, Fed now exchange stablecoin integration, huge for crypto. Light touch crypto rules, Solana ETF approved. Dovish pivot to protect tech startups. Market reaction, ETH outperforms BTC, regulatory clarity boost. Regional bank bailouts, her specialty. Tech stocks rally, lower rates ahead. Biggest risk, political backlash. Progressives hate her bank ties, MAGA hates crypto. The X factor, Jamie Dimon, break glass option. If markets panic, Trump could push JP Morgan's CEO as a safe pair of hands. Pros, instant credibility with institutions. Cons, Fed is just a JP Morgan branch, populist rage. Bottom line, the next Fed chair will decide whether we get money printer go brr or deflationary collapse. The Powell put portfolio, how to hedge Fed chaos 1. Short term, next 30 days, 5% in physical gold and Bitcoin, insurance against dollar crisis. VIX calls, volatility will spike on resignation news. Avoid long duration tech, NVDA, TSLA at risk. Second midterm, next 6 months. If Powell stays, buy bank stocks, KRE ETF, short treasuries. If Powell quits, Kudlow scenario, go all in on crypto, BTC, ETH miners. Warsh scenario, hoard cash, buy long-dated puts on ARKK. 3. Long-term 2024 election. Trump wins plus dovish Fed. Inflation trades, gold, silver, commodities. Biden wins plus status quo. Deflation hedges, long USD, short copper. Worst case prep, cash and T-bills, not banks, FDIC risk. Offline crypto wallets, exchange bans possible. Should the Fed even exist? The Powell scandal exposes a deeper question. Do we need central banks? Arguments to end the Fed. Dollar lost 99% of value since 1913. Fed always bails out banks, not people. Bitcoin offers algorithmic, politic-free money. Arguments to keep the Fed. Down arrow 2008 proved markets need a lender of last resort. CBDCs could modernize money, if done right. Comment now. Abolish the Fed. Reform it with gold Bitcoin backing. Powell should stay.